Thank you, Ray, Lacey, David, thank you so much. Can we give them another round of applause? Yeah. Haven't you heard?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Reverend Keith. Some of you have heard me before proclaim that I'm also Reverend Fun. So when I heard the month was Follow Your Fun, I was like, yes, okay, this is all about me. But it's all about all of us. So I want to welcome you all to Soul Center. Welcome to beautiful Newport Beach as we all come together to commune. That's what we're here for. We're here to commune in love, commune in joy, commune in grace and peace, and all that is the kingdom of heaven, that is God. A lot of you already know my personal story a little bit, that I used to be sleepwalking and in the corporate world, and then one day I had this grand awakening which changed my life forever and brought me to become a minister and to be talking about God, which I just never in a million years would have ever thought would be possible. It was certainly not something back then, which is, we're going back 18, 19 years and beyond. That was something I never would have said yes to. I would have said, oh no, great. I am not getting involved with those weirdos. Those people that talk about God and prayer and all that stuff. But as you come to find out, that's all there is. God is life. God is beauty. God is love. God is joy. God is peace. God is infinite magnificence and eternality. God is dynamic, and even though there is only truly one dimension, there's one dimension, and that dimension is pure grace, beauty, love that we call God, or the universe, or love, or the Atman presence. There is that. There's only that. And then there's the microcosmic expression of God that shows up as us. We're born in the image and likeness of God, and there is a perfect, magnificent explosion of it within us. The Big Bang that we all know that, or science theorizes. I always wonder, okay, but what about before the Big Bang? And before the Big Bang, God. But in the macrocosmic kind of exploration of how the manifest world came into tangible, feelable, experiential, experientiality. I'm not sure if that's a word. But that kind of gives us an idea of the grandeur of it, of the ever-expanding universe. We know that the universe is continuing to expand, right? We know that that galaxies are being formed and born, and stars are dying and birthing, and that life is just effulgent. It is effulgently expressing itself. And on the microcosmic level, that same thing is happening within us. There's a big bang that happened within us that brought us into manifestation, into the manifest world. So on the macrocosmic, we're looking at that big bang that birthed the stars and the planets, which is so vast and so infinite and so magnificent. I love just being fascinated by that. I love it so much that it brought me to that microcosmic version within us. And so as you start to explore, we start to know that in the land, or in the world of the manifest, there are certain laws that govern the physical world. You've got the laws of gravity and physics and science that starts to explore how everything happens. And there's spiritual law. And everything vibrates at a particular frequency. And in the manifest world, we just want to become aware. We want to, as you've heard me say from time to time, over and over, it is a little bit of my soapbox, have a divine discernment of knowing the truth that sets you free. And so to understand the different languages, as you've heard me talk from time to time. And today, my topic is, what is my topic? The divine vibration of yes. And I want to explore that a little bit because there is a frequency. And actually I want to take a moment, if you'll just indulge me. We're all going to just do a little bit of an exercise. I want you to, in a minute, not just yet, but in a minute, we're all going to just say yes. And when we say yes, I just want you to check in and feel yourself. Feel the vibration of yes, okay? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go 1, 2, and you can do it as soft or as loud as you like. 3, Yes. Okay, simple. I just want you to feel the vibration of yes. All right, now we're going to do the vibration of no. And so again, just feel the vibration of no. Just feel what it feels like in your body. I'm going to go ahead and 1, and a 2, and a 3. No. So do you feel a difference between yes and no? So one of the acronyms that I came up with for yes is yearnings elegantly satiated. Because when you start to explore the divine light on the cause of all life, which is God, which is enormous, God is always saying yes. Yes to everything. God is in the vibrational frequency of yes. And it's important to know that yes is an energy that creates. And no is an energy that kind of puts a halt to stuff. It's like no. And we just want to become divinely aware of how we use our yes and our no, because they're vibrational frequencies of creation. So we want to be aware of, what are we saying yes to? So there's the ultimate yes. That's the yes in the frequency of God, the frequency of the divine, that brings forward all good in every way, shape, and form. And then there's the frequency of the lowercase yes. The lowercase yes is more applicable to our daily ins and outs, where we say, oh yes, I'd like a slice of cake. But if you were to go and take that vibrationally higher, then you'd move into a vibrational frequency of that which is for your highest good. And I'm assuming that all of us are probably on the same page of choosing and saying yes to that which is for our highest good and the highest evolution of our soul. Because our soul came here for a reason. Our soul came here to express something. Our soul said yes to something. And when we align our human yes with the yes of our soul, that vibratory frequency of God, then we are cooperating with a collaboration of bliss. And to follow your fun, or to follow your bliss, as Joseph Campbell would say, we want to start to become aware of, what are we saying yes to? So when I was younger, before I woke up, back in 2001, I used to, I probably, I was a huge people pleaser. People pleasers go out of their way to make sure everything's good for you. They usually self-sacrifice. They usually bend over backwards. They usually have a whole lot of resentment afterwards. That was me. But why do we people please? Why was I people pleasing? Usually, if you follow the cord of people pleasing, you're going to find worthlessness or worthiness issues. Because I was always trying to overachieve to make other people happy, because I was so worried that they didn't love me or wouldn't want me, or I was going to be excluded. And so encoded, there was a yes that I was saying, lowercase yes, that was saying yes to, okay, I'll prove how good I am by overachieving. And no matter how much I overachieved in certain areas, I never felt better. It was just like, or the resentments would show up. I'm like, oh my God, I did all of this and this and this and this and this, and then look what they did. I can't believe it. And it's like, so what was I saying yes to? So we want to become mindful of what we're saying yes to. Now, if I just took and became mindful, and if you guys are going to go see the Thich Nhat Hanh movie, he is kind of like the king of mindfulness, and so I would highly recommend reading his books. He is just, everything about like washing the dishes. It's like, okay, feeling the water as it comes out of the faucet, maybe smelling the soap, feeling the warmth or the cold, feeling the moisture, feeling the, if it's a porcelain plate or something, you just really become mindful. And at that level of mindfulness, you become aware of what you're saying no and what you're saying yes to. So no, if you were to look in scripture, when one of the disciples comes upon Yeshua, comes upon Jesus, who is professing what is about to happen, and that he can foresee the future of how he is going to be persecuted. And so one of his disciples decides that he needs to kind of, why would you do that? Let's change it. And he said, "Get ye behind me, Satan. because he doesn't want to say yes to something that's not part of his evolutionary impulse. His whole idea, the whole thing, everything was about transcending the world of effects. So on a very mild end, so for me, I was needed to transcend my experience of people pleasing. But that's going to send me on an exploration into spiritual growth, into our spiritual practice. So as you start to embody and incorporate the transitory, transmutatory energies of prayer and meditation, because it's so simple. When we came in this morning and we did meditation, for those of you who weren't here, you're still getting some of the afterglow from the meditation. Whenever you walk into a holy space, some of the greatest synagogues or churches or mosques around the world where there's just been so much prayer and devotion. I don't know if any of you have ever been maybe to, Paris, or some of the other great churches around the world, or other great spiritual centers around the world, or even our very own Agape International Spiritual Center, right, in Culver City. When you walk into the sanctuary, you feel the energy because it's steeped. We pray, we meditate, and we're holding a vibratory field of energy that just rises and rises and rises into that capital Y, yes, energy. And we allow ourselves to bathe, to marinate in that energy. And then usually when you come to a gathering like this, you're kind of going to come and bring your best foot forward here. You're going to be the kindest and most beautiful that you can be. And I'm going to say, let's just set this as the low end of our bar. That there is a level of your beauty, your magnificence, your being able to walk into a space, anywhere, and hold a vibrational frequency where it's like, oh my God. And people are going to be like, I want what he's got. I want what she's got. Because the whole idea, as you heard me talk before, back in my old life, when I used to be a degenerative, which, a degenerate is someone who just adopts degenerative habits. Back in the old days, I had a lot of degenerative habits that were diminishing my life force. And we want to be on a regenerative, rejuvenating experience of life where you're regenerating life force, where you're coming with your sacred yes, and that would be the sacred yes, which is the yes to the call of your soul. That which your soul is seeking to express into the world. And I can tell you, I used to have a friend, she was very worried that possibly, maybe, that which her soul, or which God wanted her to do, was not going to be good. Like it was going to be some vow of chastity or poverty, or, she wasn't going to have some of the luxuries of, I was going to have to renounce everything or whatever. Whatever the call of your soul is, that it wants to express, is going to be 1,000, minimally 1,000 times better than you could ever imagine with your surface mind or the ego or the personality that kind of attaches. It attaches to certain creature comforts, attached to certain race-conscious ideas. There's certain race-conscious ideas, and race-conscious ideas are those are just ideas or beliefs that a whole bunch of people agree on. They could be as small as 5 people. It could be as big as a whole country, or a religion, or a nation. Those are race-conscious ideas. So, an example of a race-conscious idea is that the flu, oh my God, it's coming around the world, and okay, you gotta get inoculated, you gotta get your vaccine. You want a spiritual inoculation. That's what you really want. You want to be spiritually inoculated from negative energy or negative thoughts. And how do you get spiritually inoculated? When I was in elementary school, we'd get cootie shots by going like this and squeeze. You do something similar in your spiritual practice because you want to bring a sense of levity and fun, right? Back then we weren't really worried about getting cooties. But as we get older, somehow, if you start saying yes to certain things that allow you to believe that there is bad inherent in the world, that these bad things are going to happen, then we're starting to move into a degenerative lifestyle. And optimism and faith and hope and love, those are the energies that begin to lift you up onto the regenerative path. But, you know, a lot of people, oh, that's kind of airy-fairy. If you're in the nitty-gritty, right? Oh, just love everyone. And it's like, well, that's nice in theory, but it ain't nothing until you feel it. Until you feel it in your bones, that you feel the love and the grace and the beauty of God, but it is our responsibility to cultivate it. That's our job. Our job is to cultivate who we really are. That is the whole life experience. And we can practice ignorance. One of my favorite expressions is that ignorance, I don't want to missay it. Ignorance is voluntary misfortune. Basically, if you choose to, if you look at the word ignorance, you've got the root in there, ignore. You also have the word in there, know. And so to ignore things is to participate in voluntary misfortune, simply meaning that if there's certain things I don't want to look at, I don't want to feel, I don't want to see, I don't want to know, and I'm just voluntarily ignoring and practicing ignorance, we don't want to do that. We want to flush it all out, and we want to allow the truth to set us free. One of the quotes in Scripture that used to really infuriate me was in the Christian Bible. In the beginning, wait a second. What's the one I'm looking for? For whoever has will be given more, and they will have an abundance. Whoever does not, even what they have will be taken away. And I used to just think, that is just unfair, man. That is rude, as a matter of fact. But what it is proclaiming is spiritual law, because for those who are practicing and cultivating a yes that's in a vibratory field of allowing things to grow and glow in spiritual magnificence in their life, they will be given more. Basic law of attraction. Law of attraction dictates that's what you're focusing on. Those who do not, well, that will, even what they have will be taken away, because they're practicing probably saying yes to certain things they don't want to say yes to, and saying no to things that probably you want to start saying yes to. And there's that paradox. Last week we were talking about paradoxes. And this is where we want to start to explore, become self-aware. What am I saying yes to? What am I saying no to? And from a higher place of awareness, what do I want to say yes to? And then choosing to bring that vibratory field into the capital Y yes, the divine yes. That yes that is saying that yearnings are elegantly satiated, because that's how God operates. Even if you choose to have a bad experience, God says yes, because we're in the realm of free choice. And so we get to choose. So we want to choose a right. That just means we're bringing our choice into divine alignment. We want to know the truth. So choosing a right. What does that look like in a practical sense? I used to have a friend. I have lots of friends that reflect back to me. We've got a reflective universe. So your life is going to reflect back to you what you believe. And so, sometimes I think, well, I thought I was pretty good, with the whole homeless thing. I didn't have any hard set rules, but sometimes you have to go a little deeper and you have to see, what do I really believe? What have I really chosen? So I had one friend who reflected back and he's like, oh, I don't give to the homeless because, they're just going to take that money and they're going to go do drugs, or they're going to drink, or they're whatever. You can't be present if you are choosing to have the answer to something. You can't be present to that, because all you're doing is defaulting to an old choice that has nothing to do with the current situation. And so if you're truly going to be present, if you're truly going to be mindful, if you're truly going to put on your Thich Nhat Hanh, you're going to allow yourself to be available to the presence and know what to do and when to do it as needed. So you want to be as available. So I was like, I want to apply that to my life. And that's a higher vibratory yes. So what I wanted to do was, we're going to do two things. I'm going to ask you all to rise, and we're just going to have some statements or some questions. And I would just like to see if you'd like to say yes or no to these questions. I'm just going to cut to the chase. We're all going to say yes. Do you accept radiant wellness in your body, temple, emotional and mental bodies, and your body of affairs?
Yes!
Will you accept abundant prosperity and profitability?
Yes!
Will you hear and follow the call of your soul?
Yes!
And will you allow yourself to be in compliance with the truth that sets you free?
Yes!
And will you follow your fun?
Yes!
Amen, amen, aho. Now, we're going to just go to part 2 and we're going to be complete. We're just going to go into, so part of it, if you look at that, there's the yes part. So you're saying yes to something. Then you want to embody it even deeper. You want to embody the energies into your bones, into your core, into your cells, into your psyche, into every part. When your words, your thoughts, and your deeds are all on the same page, you are in harmony. When we're a house divided, we have our words and our thoughts are not necessarily in coordination with our deeds, and we're a house divided and we have discord. So we want to be a house united. So we're going to go from saying yes to this to bringing it into our bones. So these are in essence almost the exact same expressions, except we're going to now use one of the most powerful expressions that you can use is the vibration of the I am. So we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to ask you to repeat after me. I accept radiant wellness in my body temple.
I accept radiant wellness in my body temple.
Emotional and mental bodies.
Emotional and mental bodies.
And my body of affairs.
And my body of affairs.
I accept abundant prosperity and profitability.
I accept abundant prosperity and profitability.
I hear and follow the call of my soul.
I hear and follow the call of my soul.
I follow my fun.
I follow my fun.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Amen.
Amen.
Please be seated. We're just going to take a moment and turn within. And I'm just going to ask you to just let your heart be wide open. Let your mind be wide open. Feel the vibratory field of prayer. As we open our hearts, our bodies, our minds, our souls, we invite, we evoke, and we allow that divine holy presence, that omnipotent, omniamorous light, the divine intelligence that created all life, including us. We allow ourselves to so feel that presence rising up from within us, overwhelming us with wisdom, overwhelming us with peace, overwhelming us with clarity, overwhelming us with providence and divine enthusiasm. We allow ourselves to open to this, and we open to the vibration of all our needs are met. We open to radiant wellness. And as we are in this field, as we allow ourselves to be in this field of the overflow, I'm going to first invite you to just bring into your heart and prayers as we hold Beth, our beautiful, beautiful, magnificent Beth. We surround her in light. We send her love. We hold her in the vibratory frequency of the divine yes, of divine radiant wellness and goodness. And if there's anybody else that you are holding in prayer, I invite you to just say their name out loud all together right now. Oscar. We hold these people. We hold them in prayer. We hold them in the radiant light of God. And we allow good to overflow, overwhelm, and overjoy us as we follow our fun on the path of our soul, beautifully, elegantly, effortlessly, joyously. We allow it all to be in a state of gratitude. We accept it by saying, and so it is.
So it is.
Amen. And so I'm going to invite the ushers to come forward. And just to know, if you're watching online, if you scroll down, if you go to the soulcenteroc.com and you scroll down to the bottom on the right side of the page, there's an orange donate button. Or you can even text. I just found out you can text your donations to Tithe to 669-342-2157. Anytime you just feel like, oh my God, I am having a soul center moment, and I'm so grateful, and I feel so fluid and lucid in abundance. I want to tithe to them. You can just text that any time. So I invite you to take advantage of that, as well as that donate button. And as we come forward, I just invite you to prepare your offering. And as always, we prepare that from a place of giving from infinite supply and giving from an overflow, connected to absolute infinite source and allowing it to be. And I ask you to please go forward and multiply the goodness.